di Jawa Post Update Nusantara People. Kali ini kita akan mendengarkan nih wawancara dari rekan kita yaitu Pinyalatan bersama Dubes dari Amerika Serikat berhubungan dengan 75 tahun hubungan bilateral Indonesia.
Bilateral ya. Hubungan
Bilateral.
Indonesia dan Amerika.
Nah, itu dia.
Jadi ini memang wawancara cukup eksklusif. Jadi kita langsung simak aja bersama dengan rekan kita Pinyalatan.
Pemirsa Jawa Post TV, saat ini kita berada di eksklusif interview bersama dengan Ambasador Kamala Shirin Lakhbir as the United States Ambassador for Indonesia. Dan dalam interview ini kita akan ngobrol-ngobrol tentang hubungan dua negara antara Amerika dan Indonesia, dan juga pastinya about how much she love our country and especially our city Surabaya. So stay tuned dan kita sapa dulu Ambasador Kamala yang ada di samping saya. Selamat pagi, Ambasador Kamala.
Terima kasih banyak.
Apa kabar hari ini?
Oh, baik-baik.
Baik, luar biasa. So we'll continue our question in English. Okay. We understand that this is your very first time here in Surabaya. And can you tell us what it purpose for your visiting in our city?
This is my first time in Surabaya as ambassador. I've been in Jakarta 6 weeks, so this is my first place to visit after arriving as ambassador. And I visited 30 years ago as a young officer.
Wow.
Yeah, so Surabaya has changed a lot, I think. And I came back in 2006. So I'm very happy to be back. And here I'm going to meet with people in Surabaya, civil society, and business people, and also, importantly, environmental activists, but also most importantly, I'm meeting with the U.S. consulate team, and I'm meeting with you.
Yeah. On behalf of my Jawa Post TV team and also from the Surabaya citizen, we feel grateful and it's a pleasure to meet you today. And what is the biggest challenge that you face since you announced as a ambassador for Indonesia?
So the relationship between Indonesia and the United States has grown, and now we have a comprehensive strategic partnership. So in so many different areas, Indonesia and the United States are working together, both bilaterally, regionally, and globally. And so one of the biggest challenges I've had is there's so much work and so many things we are doing together. So, but that is a lot of fun, and it has great meaning for the American people and the Indonesian people.
Hopefully that the connection between Indonesia, between America and Indonesia can be strengthened for today. And what is your main focus that you tell us there's so much work to do? So what is the main focus in strengthening the bilateral relations between United States and Indonesia?
So, so this is the 75th anniversary of our bilateral relationship. Of course, the United States had relations with Indonesian people for earlier than that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of focus that we have that I think is people to people on education, higher education, health, environment, the challenges of climate change, increasing U.S. investment and business relationships between American and Indonesian private sector. We're also doing a lot of work with Indonesia on renewable energy and also on expanding the economic investment and cooperation in new areas like semiconductors, digital economy, creative industry. So there is lots of people-to-people work, and then lots of different sectors, like our private sector and Indonesia's sector. So I hope in all these areas we can grow the relationships. One of the exciting things is that there is change politically both in Indonesia coming and also in the United States. So there will be new opportunities from two new political administrations. And we will work hard to link these two administrations together when they come into office.
Yes, to strengthen the relations between two countries. And we also hope the same things, that hopefully all the sectors will get better, and for the futures in Indonesia and United States can be collaborate more in every sectors that you've been told us.
Yeah, there's another thing that Indonesia is a youth society, that there are a lot of young people in Indonesia. So a particular focus of our work, both the embassy in Jakarta, the consulate in Surabaya, is working with young people and exchanges and education for young people in different areas, because I think the young people of Indonesia are going to drive society and economy forward, and this is a huge advantage that Indonesia has. So we are particularly, and I'm particularly focused on youth.
Ambassador Kamala said there's a lot of opportunities for the young people, for the youth in Indonesia to make this relation strong and better. And since you mentioned about the 75th anniversary of the bilateral relations between Indonesia and United States, what is your point of view? How do you see the evolution of the bilateral relations between Indonesia over this past 75 years?
So I think that it is grown in its complexity and the things we work on together. Indonesia also has taken on increased prominence in regional and global affairs. For example, just recently, Indonesia is part of the G20. Indonesia is the largest economy in ASEAN, is also focused on peace and security in the region, and we work together on security issues and security cooperation. Indonesia has begun the process to join the OECD in the last year. And so there's so many areas globally and multilaterally where we work together. And so I think the complexity and the depth of our relationship has grown over time. And Indonesia together have played important roles across foreign policy for the last 75 years. And so I know we have very good cooperation.
It's really nice to hear that. What is the most memorable, since you said that a lot of events have been happened since the bilateral relations between United States and Indonesia, what has been the most memorable moment that you remember between the diplomatic relationship of the two countries?
So I love history, so I remember what happened 75 years ago when Indonesia gained independence. And the United States was one of the first countries to support Indonesian independence. I also note that this is the 20th anniversary of the tsunami. Yes. So we will have some commemorations with Indonesia and with Aceh to remember the cooperation between the United States and Indonesia and the world to provide assistance to Indonesia during that terrible tragedy. There's so many others, but this is small, but important to Indonesia. I was so proud of Indonesia to have won gold medals in the Olympics, and now for the Paralympics, we were so proud of the badminton medals and among others. So it's great to celebrate the Olympics with Indonesia and to be here and watch. And I'm still hoping to meet the weightlifting gold medalist and the wall climbing. So it's amazing. I didn't even know there was wall climbing.
Ambassador Kamala told us there's so many memorable moments with Indonesia, between America and Indonesia, but that's the top three most memorable from Ambassador Kamala. So in this celebration of the 75th anniversary of the bilateral relations, are there any special occasions, program, initiative that the embassy has launched or a plan to commemorate the milestone?
So there have been things in the U.S. and in Indonesia all year. There's been special university outreach and Indonesian young people going on exchanges to the U.S. The Indonesian government and embassy in Washington just had a program that they called WOW,
Wow.
That was at the end of August, and we in Jakarta will have a program to celebrate in December. And I've been promised birthday cake for 75 years. So.
Wow. I'm still looking for the candle here.
Yeah, don't worry, 75 candles. So, but I think we will continue to celebrate and the activities that we will continue to implement. So, if you have any ideas, let us know.
Wow. Jadi pemirsa Jampos TV kalau punya idea, katanya Ambassador Kamala, feel free to tell us. Feel free to come to My America Surabaya and give your ideas to commemorate this milestone. Once again, happy anniversary for the bilateral relations from Indonesia and United States. Can I get an applause? Yay!
Thank you.
And now I'm asking about how can both countries in these relations addressing the global challenge that you said about the climate change, about the regional security. Is there any things that you can tell us?
So I think Indonesia faces all the challenges of climate change. So does the United States in many ways. So I think we are working together on how do we decrease carbon emissions, how do we also protect the natural resources we already have that are part of protecting the environment. And we are also working together on how do we increase renewable energy, whether through geothermal or solar, wind, hydro, and how we have a mix. Because going forward, we will all need to make many changes. And so I think we are working across many different sectors and many different new technologies and scientific research together. We also are working on things related to weather. So there's so many aspects to this, and for the younger generation, this is critical work. Because as we see, the climate change is having a huge impact on our agriculture, our economies, and our welfare.
Yeah. Hopefully that both countries can pass this challenge and finish all the challenges that happen because of the climate change, you know. As I promised Ambassador Kamala, I've told her that we have a casual questions also.
I'm ready.
Yeah, not only talking about her assignment as a ambassador, the 75th anniversary of Indonesian and United States relations, but I also want to know, have you tried the local food in Surabaya or in Indonesia?
Yes, I have, and I love everything that I eat. So you're going to ask me what's my favorite, and
yes.
The problem is all of it is my favorite.
Wow. All of the Indonesian is your favorite food?
And last night I was very lucky, and I had dinner with the Consul General at his home, and we had all Surabayan food with a celebrity chef, and everything was wonderful. So,
can you tell the Jampos TV audience your
my most favorite? So this is funny because so first of all, I am a big kopi, so I know that's not a food, but kopi dengan susu, I must have every morning. Tanpa gula, because we shouldn't have too much sugar.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And then I always like soto ayam when I am sick. So yeah, I consider chicken soup, that's what your grandmother tells you to have. And I call it my sinful secret, which is and I never pronounce this right, I like avocado shake with chocolate syrup.
Juice avocado.
Yes,
dengan
exactly.
Coklat syrup.
Okay,
very
but that's
yummy.
like 3,000 calories in one glass. So one must be careful there.
But make our happy.
Yeah.
One
I'm
of
happy.
drinks
I
makes
agree.
us
I'm happy. Yeah.
Gain energy, makes us happy.
Okay,
Boost
these are
our
excuses.
endorphins.
Dangerous.
Because that's also my favorite beverage. Yeah. Juice avocado.
Yes,
avocado juice.
But with chocolate sauce.
Can you tell us about your experience traveling through Indonesia? Is there any places that really click you? Maybe our city or maybe our suburban city?
So I like Surabaya a lot, and I'm hoping to see more. So because a lot has changed since I was here. 30 years ago, when I was a young officer here, I brought my parents to Borobudur and Prambanan, but I also took them to the small island of Rune. And this is in Banda Neira and Ambon. And you can ask, why would I drag my parents to Rune? Because Rune was traded for Manhattan, and I am a New Yorker. So wow. Rune, the British had Rune and at that time, and the Dutch had Manhattan in New York City, and so they swapped them. So we went to Rune. Rune is a small island with nutmeg trees. So there is and this part of Indonesia is very beautiful. So we took planes and boats.
Yes.
And, yes.
Because it came to a small island in Indonesia, we need to change our transportations.
And so it was, but people say, why did you go there? And I said, because this is New York City. This is an important place for where I was born. So
your parents love it?
My parents did, but they thought we would be trapped there forever. Because so I did get them home.
I just saw you visit Banyuwangi City.
Yes.
For
Super Garuda Shield.
For Super Garuda Shield.
For the exercise. So
I really love your energy, dancing with the kids, dancing with the soldiers.
It was so fun. The Indonesian and American engineers, because you are a civil engineer, yes. Right? So they did an incredible, amazing job renovating the entire school and also working together side by side. They also put in water systems, and the school had not been renovated since the 1980s. So the teachers and the headmaster and the children were so excited. So we had a great time celebrating, and the children were wonderful. I could have stayed all day playing, but they told me, no, you have to go back to work. So, and also the Super Garuda Shield was also really amazing because it is Indonesia hosting, and the U.S., Japan, Canada, so many other, Australia, so many countries participating. So I was very, very impressed at our work together on security issues, and the cooperation I saw among the Indonesian and American officers was amazing.
It's a really, really nice military activities, sexual activities, and fun activities with the kids, with the teachers. Thank you so much. It's really nice to see you there. Really nice to see the Japanese countries and Australia.
Yes, I will not name them all. I'm worried. There are more than 9 countries who are partners. And then there are also observers. So Super Garuda Shield is a way to build trust and confidence among all the countries involved, and also to build the capacity and the interoperability of all our militaries. So it's a very important training for both the United States participants and Indonesian and everybody else. So it was great. And also I had the amazing opportunity, we had to fly a small plane. So as we were flying back, we passed by Bromo, and we could see the volcano, and it was really amazing.
Wow.
So you asked me, what have I seen recently? That was the most amazing.
Bromo Mountain.
Yeah, and there was smoking from the volcano.
Oh,
we were all,
active.
Yeah. So we were amazed, all of us, and we were going by helicopter and small plane. So it was really wonderful to see. Beautiful.
And Ambassador Kamala, in your busy schedule, do you develop any hobbies or habits while living in Indonesia?
Too busy.
Too busy.
I like to bicycle, and so I like to hike. So, but I have only been 6 weeks, so we have not. This is my first. They let me out of Jakarta to come to Surabaya. So
there's so many beautiful mountains in Indonesia.
Yes.
A lot of hikers told me that A lot of Indonesian hikers love to hike in Indonesia's mountain because all of them is very, very beautiful. So I hope one day in your busy schedule you can manage to hike 1 or 2 mountains here in Indonesia.
Hopefully.
And bike around.
Yes.
Can you describe Indonesia in 3 words for the audience?
So, fun.
Fun.
Welcoming.
Welcoming.
Warm.
Warm.
Generous.
Generous. More than 3 words. Cannot.
Cannot. Okay, I'll stop.
No, it's okay. Because I know that we cannot describe Indonesia only 3 words, right?
Cannot. Also, Indonesia for me is like the United States, very diverse, lots of different cultures and languages, lots of art and beautiful batik, beautiful materials and art, dance. So in the United States, we share so much with Indonesia. We have cultures from throughout the world, different foods, different people's experiences that we are macam-macam together.
Macam-macam together.
So I feel that Indonesians and Americans are very close.
Yes, just like our motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity.
Yes.
Just the same with America country, so many diversity there. So what is the most surprising or interesting things you've learned about Indonesia since arriving here? Or maybe our hero city, Surabaya. Is there any difference between Jakarta and Surabaya?
Surabaya is, okay, now you're going to get me in trouble.
Please tell us that you love our country more. You love our city more. Our hero city.
You are trying to get me in trouble.
I try to get you trapped in here, not to come back to Jakarta.
So I'm happy to come many times.
Yes,
I have promised that I will visit Surabaya many times, and then we can talk again, and I'll report.
Actually, if there's no one told me, I'll talk with Ambassador Kamala until tonight.
Thank you.
But we know that she have a lot of busy schedule today. Am I right? Yeah.
Yes.
The team back there has give me a code. Finish. But it's really nice. It's really a pleasure. It's truly an honor for me to have a short conversation with a very, very insightful information for all of us here. So once again, can we give a big applause for Ambassador Kamala? Thank you so much for your generosity, and all of the team from U.S. Embassy. Thank you so much for your generosity to welcome us from Jawa Post TV. And that's all. See you guys.
Thank you.